forward to additional discussions in the community. At Seven Hope Alliance, we believe in protecting access to products that are providing daily relief to thousands of residents with chronic pain, veterans who rely on products to manage PTSD, and to the many people who found these products as a alternative to otherwise opioids. We believe in sensible regulations, including age gating to 21 and child safety, among others, to ensure these products continue to remain safe for all who use them. Prohibition never works, only serves. I understand you would like to vote to support entering the report to the record this morning. I want to caution the California Department of Public Health exhibited repeated signs of government overreach and due process as they take reckless and severe actions around the state, using products that we have a business, even right here in the county, having many jobs have already been lost as a result of their actions. It's also important to understand that the federal government has not banned these products, nor has it. I am certain that this board would not be interested in depriving their constituents with due process for perpetuating any additional unwarranted use to the public. I look forward to our discussions and the ability to provide you with additional expert education on this topic. Very much.
Thank you for your comment. We did have a little bit of audio issue, so I would just like to request that public comment ready. You can submit it to clerkoftheboard@ventura.gov. Thank you. Our next speaker joining us today on Zoom is Susan Efford. Susan, I see that you have been promoted. If you unmute your mic, you'll have 3 minutes to give your comment. And after Susan, we'll hear from Michael Fasano, Michelle Ross, and Max Mitchell.
Hello, my name is Susan Efford. I support all forms of kratom. Thank you for your efforts to keep people safe. My 22-year-old son died of kratom powder, least potent form of kratom available in the United States. It caused a seizure, go into cardiac and die. His toxic. He had no prescription drug, no street drug, or alcohol system when he died. Autopsy showed he had no underlying health condition. He did not die of 708 or 7-hydroxystrogene as he died in 2021, long before 708 hit the market in 2023. Last month, 5 middle school students were hospitalized after taking kratom, despite the age restriction in Georgia. And again, thank you for all your efforts in banning kratom.
Hi, Susan. It seems like we've lost a little bit of your audio in your last comment. So again, please submit your comment to clerkoftheboard@venturacounty.gov. Our next speaker is going to be Michael Fasano. I don't see Michael Fasano on Zoom today, so we're going to go to Michelle Ross. Dr. Michelle Ross, I see that you have been promoted. If you unmute your mic, you'll have 3 minutes to comment. Thank you.
Hi there. Good morning, supervisors. My name is Dr. Michelle Ross. I strongly oppose Agenda Item 64 or any other proposal that supports a ban on kratom and kratom alkaloid products such as 7-O. I'm an addiction neuroscientist, author of Kratom as Medicine, and serve as the chief scientific advisor to the nonprofit Seven Hope Alliance based in California, where I complete research studies on kratom and 7-OH. Kratom is relatively safe. It is not fentanyl, and it is not a 5-alarm fire that requires an overnight ban. Kratom does not cause hallucinations or agitation, as others have stated. The average user is in their 40s and has chronic pain. They are not teens or young people. Kratom is used by 20 million people nationwide, with a history of 20 years of mainstream use in the United States. There are over 50,000 kratom users in Ventura County alone. My father-in-law, a former narcotics cop who is over 80 years old, lives in Moore Park, and he depends on kratom and 7-O products to work and take care of his sick wife. Please don't take this plant-based alternative for pain relief away from him and 50,000 other people in Ventura County. Instead of supporting a ban on the sale of kratom, and natural kratom alkaloids, including 7-OH, I urge the board to continue developing reasonable regulations such as age gating, quality standards, and transparent labeling, approaches that protect consumers while preserving access to an important natural alternative. If you support a ban on kratom and 7-O products, you will cause real harm to these 50,000 consumers in Ventura County, including forced withdrawal and overdoses and deaths, as kratom users seek far more dangerous, illicit, full opioid agonists like fentanyl to deal with their chronic pain or addiction issues. They also may just buy kratom or 7-OH from other states and even countries where it will be unregulated, unsafe. These bans don't make anyone safer. They just move them to the gray market, the illicit markets where it is much more dangerous. I'm happy to work on county regulations with you. The state ban by CADTH is based on flawed analysis of available data, including polydrug deaths of people with severe mental illness and substance abuse disorders, and is legal overreach. Kratom deaths don't happen with a single substance. They're almost always polydrug. The same with 7-OH. These substances are safe. Unfortunately, in the time allowed, I don't have time to present all the science behind these substances, but I have to say that
Thank you for your comment,
Thank you.
Dr. Ross. We appreciate it. Our next speaker joining us today is Max Mitchell. Max, I see that you are promoted and you have your mic unmuted. Please give your comment.
Honorable members of the Ventura County Board of Supervisors, I'm here to urge you in the strongest possible terms. Please reject any ban on kratom and 7-hydroxymetrageny. The facts are clear and undisputed. There has never been a single verified death from 7-O alone, not one. Every fatality linked to kratom products has involved multiple drugs, usually fentanyl, benzodiazepines, or alcohol. Isolated 7-O has never caused a single fatal overdose. In fact, where kratom access has increased, opioid overdose deaths have fallen, sometimes dramatically. Millions of Americans, including thousands in California, are alive today because they switched from deadly pharmaceuticals to this plant-based alternative. Our veterans sit in this very audience depending on 7-O for chronic pain, PTSD, and traumatic brain injuries that opioids and VA medications have failed to touch without the respiratory depression that destroys lives. A ban would rip that relief away and send them to needless suffering. We are not asking for an unregulated free-for-all support, and many vendors already follow strict age 21 limits, child-resistant packaging, clear per-serving dose caps, mandatory third-party lab testing, and accurate labeling. Give us real consumer protection, not prohibition. History is unequivocal. Banning a desired substance never eradicates it. It only hands the market to cartels and clandestine labs that will lace it with fentanyl, the very poison killing our community. Ventura County can lead California by choosing science over fear, compassionate punishment, and harm reduction over failed prohibition. Keep safe 7-OH products on the shelf, save lives, and spare our veterans. Please note, plead to a ban. Vote to save lives over pharmaceutical profits. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Our next speaker is going to be Jonathan Boyer, followed by Tiffany Taylor, Venus Usher, Amanda Rayner, and Misty Brown. Jonathan, thank you for accepting the prompt to be promoted. If you unmute your mic, you'll have 3 minutes to give your comment.
Honorable members of the Ventura County Board of Supervisors, please do not fall victim to the misinformation campaign and fear-based tactics surrounding Kratom and 7-hydroxymetrageny. I urge you to follow the actual science and reject any urgency ordinance or ban. Since products became widely available in late 2023, has seen the sharpest decline in overdose deaths in history. Provisional CDC data shows a 26.9% drop in 24, from roughly 110,000 deaths in 2023 to approximately 80,000, saving nearly 30,000 lives in a single year. This historic turnaround coincides directly with greater access to safer, plant-based alternatives that help people escape deadly fentanyl. I ask you this: if 7-OH were truly fueling an overdose crisis, deaths would have exploded after it hit the market. Instead, they plummeted nearly 27%. Why ban one of the few tools actually helping to end this epidemic? This matters deeply to our Ventura County veterans. Thousands nationwide, and many here, rely on kratom derivatives to manage service-connected pain, PTSD, and opioid dependence. VA data and surveys show veterans are prescribed opioids at rates up to 21 times higher than civilians. Yet many have safely transitioned to 7-OH products to stay functional, employed, and with their families. Banning access forces our heroes back onto addictive pharmaceuticals or street drugs. Hundreds of thousands of chronic pain patients, many of which are your constituents, use these regulated, lab-tested American products daily to remain productive, avoiding prescription opioid risks. No death in the United States has ever been attributed to 7-OH alone. A ban eliminates domestic jobs, hands revenue to cartels, and pushes users towards fentanyl. Supervisors, reject fear and misinformation, follow the science, support responsible regulation, testing, and age limits, but keep this life-saving harm reduction tool available. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Our next speaker is going to be Tiffany Taylor, followed by Venus Usher, Amanda Rayner, and Misty Brown. Looks like Tiffany Taylor is no longer on Zoom, so we're going to go ahead and let Venus Usher speak. Venus, I see that you've been promoted. Please unmute your mic and you'll have 3 minutes to give your comment.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. My name is Venus Usher, and I'm asking you to keep plain leaf kratom legal and regulated for adults. For more than 17 years, I lived in severe pain caused by FDA-approved medication. I was misdiagnosed, dismissed, and even labeled as a drug addict. I was sent to rehab. I even went through unnecessary surgeries, including a hysterectomy, and no one believed me. 8.5 years ago, I found plain leaf kratom tea. It's just crushed leaf. It gave me more relief than anything in nearly 2 decades. It helped me get the surgery that finally proved my pain was real, and it has allowed me to live my life again. I've never needed opioids since. I'm clear-minded, functional, and present. I fully support regulation, age 21 plus, lab testing, labeling, and removing adulterated products from the market. What I do not support are bans. Plain leaf kratom consumers are everyday people, parents, veterans, workers, quietly living their lives. They aren't looking for trouble. They aren't looking for bans. Many don't even know that some states criminalize it. And when kratom becomes illegal, people get hurt. Look at Shayna Brown, who is facing end of life because of a natural leaf that isn't banned federally. Look at Marshall Price, who received a 10-year sentence for crossing into a banned state and was murdered in jail before he was even transferred to prison. This is what happens when a safe plant is criminalized. And if the concern is truly safety, we must be honest. States that ban kratom still allow alcohol, a substance proven to cause thousands of deaths every year. If safety is a priority, regulation makes far more sense than prohibition. Plain leaf kratom tea deserves the same approach we give alcohol or tobacco. Keep it legal for adults, regulate it, and protect people instead of punishing them. I'm asking you to please keep plain leaf kratom legal and regulated so people like me don't lose the only thing that gives us relief, and so no more lives are destroyed by criminalization. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you for your comment. Our next speaker is going to be Amanda Rayner. Amanda, please accept the prompt to be promoted if you'd like to give a comment, followed by Misty Brown. And okay, so I see that Misty Brown has been promoted. So Misty, let's have you unmute your mic so that you can give your comment while Amanda is trying to accept the prompt to be promoted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please proceed.
Okay, I just wanted to say that the reason why we're having this conversation today is because of synthetic 7-OH. Kratom wasn't even on the radar until synthetic 7-OH made its way into the market in 2023. But I just want to read y'all my testimony. From 2008 to 2019, I lived in the grip of FDA-approved pain pills, benzos, and muscle relaxers prescribed genders of this disease. For 11 years, chronic pain management fueled my addictions. It started off as a dependency, then slowly slid into addiction. In April of 2019, I was dismissed from my clinic after failing a required pill count. I was 11 pills short, and my usual drug dealers didn't have any pink Oxy 10s I needed. Cut off from prescriptions, I turned to the streets. While searching for another pain management doctor, I slid into cocaine use. Then in June 2019, while enduring cocaine withdrawal, I stumbled across the documentary A Leaf of Faith. That moment changed everything. The next day, I began my journey with whole leaf kratom, not synthetic 7-OH. Kratom quieted the relentless cravings, the voice that always whispered, one more pill, one more snort, one more escape noise off. It gave me space to address the deeper reasons behind my addictions. I was able to slide my way out of chaotic substance abuse and misuse. I have not returned to pain management over 6.5 years. Today, I'm no longer trapped. I'm a functioning member of society again, a thriving mother, a tax-paying citizen, and a proud first-time grandmother. Most importantly, I'm no longer a burden to my kids. I will be forever grateful that I found safe, lab-tested whole leaf kratom. Now I share my story, knowledge, and the science behind it to help others facing addiction, chronic pain, anxiety, and depression. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Thank you for your comment. Okay, so our next speaker is going to be Amanda Rayner, followed by Max Mitchell and Allison Smith. I think Max Mitchell already
It
spoke,
echoes so bad
Amanda
on that
Rayner, followed
Zoom.
by Allison Smith. Amanda, thank you. I see that you are ready to give your comment. Please proceed.
Chronic pain.
At least it didn't echo when you were testifying, though. Yeah.
And I am a term chronic pain sufferer. I was put on pain medication at the early age of old. I am 47 now. I live with many of the most painful conditions.
Can you mute it?
Trigeminal neuralgia.
Oh, sorry. I've got too much going on at one time.
Other chronic pain issues that are just absolutely debilitating. I was a dental assistant, I was a teacher, and I also was a hairstylist. I cannot do any of those anymore. My life has been set to pain management for the rest of my life. Being that I was on pain meds at the early age of 9 years old and on them for 30 years, nothing was helping me. The opioid epidemic has kept our doctors from properly being able to treat patients. With that being said, my mother was lost, life was lost due to the pain clinic and the 8-month cocktails of medication she was on. When she passed away, I was scared. I learned a lot by looking online, learned more holistic ways to treat my chronic pain issues. In the 8.5 years that I've been utilizing
Mute your mic.
kratom and the
Is it not muted?
that I've been using 7-OH, I have not had to consume over 50,000
on the computer
pharmaceutical pills. I've been down 100 pounds in my weight. I am no longer stuck in bed every day. I can get out to simple things like shower, go to the store, or even attend a concert. I was my son's high school graduation as well as graduation, which I would not have been able to do prior to kratom. I am urging you to regulate it. If you ban this, that stops all studies on anything scientific. Both kratom and 7-O has been in a process for being tested for opioid use, for opioid withdrawals, and it has been proven to be safe in safe consumption. Accountability is key. So I just urge you to please look at the hundreds of thousands that utilize both kratom and 7-OH and let their lives and testimony be true and hold on to your heart, because if all of these folks are without it, they're going to go to street drugs. They take their own lives. I personally would not be alive today without kratom. If I get forced back to the pharmaceuticals, I don't know where I'm going to go. My life won't be manageable anymore, and that scares me. I have a son that I need to be here for. So again, I really urge you to do regulation 21 plus. It needs to be taken out of the gas station, it should be there. If it is going to be sold in smoke shops or vape shops, I believe proper education is key. Anyone is going to be selling the product. So I do appreciate your time and thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you for your comment. Okay, I just want to check in with some other speakers that had signed up on Zoom. We don't see Marcel Morfin, Michael Fasano, Tiffany Taylor. Okay, then it looks like our next speaker is going to be Allison Smith. Allison, thank you for accepting the prompt to be promoted. If you unmute your mic, you'll have 3 minutes to give your comment.
Fabulous. Thank you. I apologize. I need to pull up my testimony. I'm in the Uber. Hi, my name is Allison Smith. I'm the Director of Government Affairs for the Global Kratom Coalition. I am here to offer just a little bit of testimony and try not to repeat too much, but asking you guys to protect access to natural kratom leaf while banning synthetic concentrated 7-OH products. There's approximately 23 million Americans who use natural kratom products, 3 million alone in California. There are 2 products that are sold as kratom. First one is natural leaf kratom, which is a botanical that's been used in the United States for the last 50 years and centuries before that in a safe manner. And then the other is potent chemically manipulated product, such as concentrated synthetic 7-OH, which masquerades as natural kratom. It's sold with labeling that says it's kratom. It is not. These are the manipulated products that are highly potent. They have opioid-like effect. They are the cause and other reports for adverse events, poison control spikes, and are the cause of 6 of the deaths that were seen in LA County. The FDA website has not been updated to reflect Commissioner McCurry's recent statements, but in July 29th of this year, the HHS, FDA, and DEA announced a coordinated effort to add 7-OH to the Schedule 1 of the Controlled Substances Act. Crucially, they make clear that this does not apply to natural kratom products, and we want to make sure that any local and state ordinances follow that. FDA single ascending dose study that has found that natural kratom products are well tolerated in humans with 4 times the normal amount of like a serving size. There's legislation being considered at the state level, and additionally, ordinances such as Orange County, Riverside, Laguna, Huntington have already issued an ordinance that regulates access to natural kratom, such as 21 age gating and packaging requirements, while also banning 7-OH. So I'm happy to share the ordinance with you if you guys would like to review that language and be a resource as you consider further action.
Thank you for your comment. Okay, so Michelle Motif, Michael Fasano, Tiffany Taylor, you signed up to give comment on Zoom. Unfortunately, we're not able to hear from you today, so please send your comment to clerkoftheboard@venturacounty.gov. Thank you very much, Chair Parvin. That concludes the public comment for this item.
Thank you. Any discussion, comments?
Chair Parvin, if I may, I just want to clarify for members of the public the action that we are requesting today. We're requesting that your board receive an update from the California Department of Public Health on their advisory to deem kratom and related products illegal. We're actually also asking for your board to provide direction to cease development of a local ordinance, given that enforcement is at the California Department of Public Health. And as my colleague, Director Vargas noted, our local public health department is ready to provide the outreach and education related to the state's actions. With that, we're able to take any questions.
Questions?
Yes, because the state has stated this fact, can we not follow state regulations? Or do we have to
We're
follow?
asking to defer to the state's regulations,
Right.
given that they have taken action on this matter.
Right, and the reason why I asked is just because some of the comments that we heard were saying to not take those actions, and we have to follow the state regulations, correct?
So we originally came to your board to do an ordinance based on our August 12th presentation because the state had not taken action at that time. Since that meeting in October, the state has taken action. So after council with county council and the county executive office was determined that the enforcement and the regulations sit at a state level. So there is no need for a local county ordinance.
Thank you.
Supervisor, if I'll just add to that, for your board to have any latitude to allow kratom greater than what is said prohibited, you cannot do.
Thank you. I just needed that clarification, so I did it.
Supervisor Lopez?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Thank you, Dr. Nennering and Rigo for being here and the follow-up on this. And just wanted to emphasize, I think some of the comments that were brought up by some of our organizations and recognizing the work of the COAST team, that if there is opportunity to look at education and the enforcement, I think once we see what the rollout of the enforcement actions from the Department of Public Health, the California Public Health would look like, and how we can further our community here. Just thinking of the youth and most vulnerable people in our community. So just wanted to bring back that attention. Thank you.
It'll be interesting to see from the state side how they're going to change the sex. There isn't enough manpower, woman power to get to all of it. I'm just curious to see how that will turn out. But I'm very proud of the fact that we ahead of it and then the state caught up. So bravo. With that, I would make them to accept the recommendation.
All right. Item 64, motion to approve staff recommendation includes receiving on file on the report and cease. Moved by Supervisor Parvin, second by Supervisor Lopez. Please vote. That passes unanimously.
Thank you. Auditor Controller, item 57, receive and file a complete annual review by the Board of Supervisors of information regarding accounts of or funds containing developer fees as of 5. Eric.